Hello, this is Shambhavi. Welcome to Satsang. Satsang is an ancient spiritual practice from India. It means being in reality together. I give Satsang live every Wednesday and Sunday night in Portland, Maine. This Dharma talk was recorded during one of our Wednesday night gatherings. Please visit jayakula.org to learn more about the teachings. You can find video satsangs on Jayakula's YouTube channel, and my books are all available on Amazon.com. Much love to you, wherever and however you are. In the beginning of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Lord Shiva, or Bhairava, says to Bhairavi that there's a bitter medicine that people have to take in order to wake up. And then in the beginning, this bitter medicine can't be given to people. We have to give them, a spoonful of sugar first. And then later you can give them this bitter medicine. And there's many forms that medicine takes. But it all boils down to having to relinquish or surrender all the claims of small self. It doesn't mean that you relinquish your experience of individuality. That's a real experience. We're not going to wake up and then walk around in some undefined cloud of oneness all the time. We're going to be having both the experience of continuity of ourself with the self and our experience of individuality. But we must surrender all claims on life. This is a very bitter pill. We have a lot of claims on life. We demand certain satisfactions and certain responses and certain things that we feel we have a right to. So we have to give up the claim on being right. We have to give up the claim on being understood in any particular way. We have to give up a claim on getting what we want in the way that we want it. We have to give up a claim on all of the hurts that we've been nursing our whole life. We have to give up our claim on all of the stories that we've been telling ourselves about ourselves our whole life. We have to give up, in our culture, the claim that we're damaged psychologically. We have to give up claiming any expectation that life will be any particular way. We have to give up the claim that our actions will result in any particular outcome. We have to give up our claim on other people meeting our expectations. We have to give up our claim on all the things that small self has always wanted actually bringing any kind of fulfillment. Because it won't. We have to live claimlessly. That means with no blame. Claimlessly, blamelessly, shamelessly. When we have no claims on anyone or anything, we have no claims on any circumstance. This is a very bitter pill for us to swallow. Can you even imagine living that way? That you're just going day by day, moment by moment, doing whatever it is that you do with absolutely no claims on the situation. Think about what that would feel like. Just try to imagine it. You give up the claim that you have to be treated in a certain way. Right? You give up the claim to being angry when someone doesn't treat you how you feel you must be treated. You give up your claim to be dissatisfied and disappointed in other people. You give up your claim to be dissatisfied with yourself. You give up your claim to explaining why you are the way you are. Yeah. Yeah. When you give up all those claims and you realize it's just your life. You are responsible for your life. You're responsible for where you put your foot next. You're responsible for being around the kind of people that will be nourishing for you. Other people aren't responsible for bending to your will, being the kind of people that you want them to be so you can have some simulation of happiness. Giving up your claim that anybody stays with you or is loyal to you. Giving up your claim that people are nice to you. Giving up your claim that it's anybody else's fault that you're whatever condition you're in. Anybody else's fault, past, present, or future. Giving up your claim that there's any fault. What are you left with when you give up all those claims? Try to do that as a thought, a meditation experiment. Right now, what would it be like to be living in the world with no claims? On yourself or anybody? What would you be doing? You just have to fucking deal with it. Whatever arose in your life, whatever circumstance, you just have to fucking deal with it. You would have to work with that circumstance. It would never be anybody else's fault. There would never be a fault. There would be no one to blame, no one to pass the buck to, no one to run after or push away. You would just be there working with whatever happened, dealing with it.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, are you willing to give up your claim on explaining everything? Your search for meaning of everything?
I try.
You're trying, your claim to be trying?
Yeah.
That's supposed to make everyone think you're good. I'm just teasing you, but you know what I mean. Giving up your claim that you have the right to be miserable.
What?
Giving up your claim that you have the right to be angry. You know, this is huge. You just have to be angry and deal with it because there's nobody to pin it on. There's no story. When you give up your claims, there's no story. And you're there in a kind of resistless space. Just working with whatever is right immediately arising. Right? And there's no story about past, present, and future. It's just a set of circumstance, and you're relating to that in an immediate way. Matter-of-factly just working with things, dealing with it, without any claim on how it's going to work out. If it works out great, you don't have any claim to have made that happen. Because you know you're not the doer. If it works out terribly, you have no claim to be pissed off or mad at yourself or mad at somebody else. Because you're not the doer. You have no story about it. There's not even, you give up your claim to asking why. Right? Because there isn't an answer. You're just working with that. Anger arises, boop.
Is it boop or poop?
Boop. You're just boop. There it is. I don't know why that was so funny, but anyway.
There's a song. It's like whoop, there it is.
Oh, I never heard it. I just reinvented it.
Gotta do a mashup using this.
Yeah.
You're so nice.
One of the biggest obstacles that most of you face is that you are always making claims on every circumstance and looking for a story and looking for an explanation and looking for justification and looking for someone to blame and looking for someone or something to meet your expectations, or running around hating yourselves as a way of distracting yourselves. This is a huge obstacle because you're just constantly in ordinary mind. And when you buy into all that, then you're always looking to get into circumstances that will perpetuate that. Right? Because you have bought into the fiction that getting certain kinds of ordinary satisfactions and making certain claims on reality and succeeding in certain ways and having certain pleasures and even the pleasure of being pissed off. You've bought into that, there's something at the end of that road that is going to make you feel better. And there isn't. It's just more karma. So what if we just all dropped all that and lived in the freshness? We're not even living in the now. Even that, we have to give up a claim to that too. Yeah. Even that is a construct, living in the now. I look forward to the day when this community, and maybe it'll be lifetimes from now, who knows, we're all just living together, just being in that circumstance, whatever it is. Right? And nobody has to go through all these machinations of explanations. And we all know what's actually of value. Right? The only thing, and Ma said in her own way, these aren't her words, but the only thing of value is whatever is leading you to wake up. Everything else is a distraction. And before you actually really get that, then you spend inordinate amounts of time chasing your claims, basically. Right? Thinking that there's going to be, a final settlement where you get what you want. There ain't. Jayakula is a nonprofit community offering opportunities to learn and practice in the direct realization traditions of Trika Shaivism and Dzogchen. We are based in Portland, Maine and Portland, Oregon. Visit jayakula.org to explore more of our offerings.